Let's just check in with some young folk on spring break to see how seriously they're taking coronavirus.
Corona, I get corona. At the end of the day, I'm not going to let it stop me from partying. You know, we've been waiting for Miami spring break for a while. About 2 months we've had this trip planned. 2-3 months. So we're just out here having a good time. Whatever happens, happens.
Like, it's really messing up with my spring break. What is there to do here other than go to the bars or the beach, and they're closing all of it? It's really messing up. I think they're blowing it way out of proportion. I think it's doing way too much.
Doing us bad. We need a refund. This virus ain't that serious. It's serious. It's more serious things out there like hunger and poverty, and we need to address that.
Yeah, I mean, we planned this a long time ago, and it was kind of up in the air if we still go, but like we're here. I just turned 21 this year, so I'm here to party, so it's kind of disappointing.
Oh dear! Now you've got children.
We've got young'uns. But look, I suppose the one thing you'd say, and I don't know whether they know this, but obviously a very irresponsible behaviour by them. But if you can believe the statistics out of China, one person under 20 has died. You know, 3,000 to 4,000 have died in China, one person under 20. And in Italy, I read in the paper this morning, of the 3,000 to 4,000 that have died there, not a single person under 30. Not a single person under 30. Now, obviously, this is impacting on the advice being given to the government here in relation to school closures. If you notice those interviews with Scott Morrison and Murphy and Josh, etc., they're never very specific. They talk in generalities because they don't want to be prescriptive. But the truth is, young people in the main are not getting this disease. We know one young person has, but they're not getting it, but they're not dying of it. And obviously that's one of the reasons the government are keeping the schools open around the country. They think kids are safer at school than they are at home, and we all know the reasons why. Not only because the parents need to stay home and look after them, that affects the medical profession, those providing ancillary services, but because, you know, if you have young people at home, inevitably grandparents are going to look after them, and they're the ones most in danger. We've had 7 deaths here, Rita, every one of them over 77.
Yeah.
77. No young people appear to be dying of this disease, and I said in relation to China, 1 under 20, and Italy, none under 30. So the government's doing absolutely the right thing to keep the schools open. They don't want to be prescriptive, but they're doing absolutely the right thing, to be honest.
Absolutely, and I can see why they're doing it, Prue, but how do you see it? If you had kids at primary or secondary school, would you be comfortable with them continuing to go to school, or would you be homeschooling for a little period?
No, I'd be very happy for them to go to school. I just think we just have to stop a lot of this panic and mayhem. It's fascinating, those 21-year-olds lamenting that their life has been interrupted as we know it. You know, these are the kids that, you know, the P-platers who snub their nose at the, you know, the 70 k's an hour and, you know, drive at 150 k's. You know, we have bred a generation of spoilt brats that have been coddled and cosseted, and, you know, whose life is just, you know, one big party. And this is one of the good things that's going to come out of this virus, I believe. This generation is going to get a huge reality check when their parents lose their jobs and suddenly daddy doesn't have the money to buy the latest iPhone, or, you know, shove a few $100 at them so that they can put it down their throat with grog or up their nose. So, you know, frankly, that's the good part about it, because these kids are going to learn a very hard lesson, and they need to.
Yeah, but that's no good for the family if dad's or mum's lost the job and they can't pay the mortgage. Yeah,
no,
I understand what you're saying about coddled kids being, you know, needing to know that the real world isn't as probably pleasant as their existence, but I just don't know if this is the lesson they will take out of it.